I am offender 83639, sentenced to life without parole for first-degree murder. I am close custody. I am a heavy danger to society, so you better watch your step around me. This is what the DOC wants you to know about me. This is what society thinks of me. But according to Dan and Bonnie, I am Brother John.
In this country, we have a forgotten class of people, a subculture called prison. God has chosen a group of people to carry a burden behind prison walls to minister to those of us who have been forgotten by society. This ministry is an answer to prayer that has gone on for years, intercession that has gone on for years.
Hi, I'm Dan, and this is my wife Bonnie, and it's amazing. It's been 10 years now that since Hook Ministries has gotten started. I'm the president and founder, and I wouldn't be able to do anything without this incredible lady.
Hook Ministries has been in existence since January 2002. We go into prisons. It is a forgotten world, mainly men's prisons. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, a woman going in, but I go in with my husband, Dan. And we know that we are called by God to do this.
Hook Ministries' bottom line is about discipleship, but we need to understand that in the context of it's a very practical, hands-on relationship approach. We're not just throwing information at people. We're looking to connect with who somebody is, and even in a group setting, because I know in a prison where you've got a room full of men, they're all dressed in green, they all tend to blend together. We look for opportunities to discover who these men are one at a time.
I see a heart, a passion in a lot of these men for God, a passion to want to know more, and they're a hunger. And it's a hunger of family. It's a hunger of wanting somebody to care for them. It's a hunger just to be accepted for who they are. And so many of them know what they did, and they know the consequences, and they're in there for the reason that they're in. I'm thinking of somebody right now, Johnny. He's in for life, with no hope of getting out. And for the longest time, he had no touch point with his family. And when we first started this ministry, our youngest, Melissa, God just laid him on her heart. And she mentioned to Dan one day, it was around Christmas time, to, when you go in, let Johnny know I'm praying for him. And just something, if you had anything you could have for Christmas, what would it be? And he wanted to hear from his family. But that touched his heart so much. That began a transformation in him. And he slowly let his guard down, and you could see that God was tugging on him, and God was working with him. And it evolved to, present day, that he has a touch point with his family now. That just speaks volumes to me, that God is working in him, that God is tugging at his heart, and he is growing, and that's not possible unless God is involved in it.
When we show up at a facility on a Sunday morning, there is a very real sense of we're in this together with these men. We're not showing up to, we are the program and you guys are just here to take it in, but there's a very integral interweaving of they're involved. They're involved not only in putting the music together, but they are very much engaged in the leadership of things, and we go in to support that. And whether it's standing up to give a message, or we have the honor and the privilege of being able to baptize the men and finding out where it is that they are coming from, and their own personal discovery of this new hope that they have. And so if we can in some way be a part of helping to nurture that and water that, there is no price tag that you can put on the value of realizing that we're in it together. And that's a thing that we tell these guys all the time, that we are in this thing together.
For the last 6 years, I've been a part of the aftercare, prison aftercare ministry that Hook does here in Colorado Springs. And it's really a blessing to be a part of it. I was really surprised at how many people had become believers in Jesus Christ recently as they were in the county jails, as their life was coming apart and they didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So I soon realized there is a tremendous need for discipleship on a level that I'm not going to be able to do as a chaplain. There's just too many needs, too many people. And we prayed that God would bring someone in who could connect with them at a heart level and help them understand more about who they really are and what does it really mean that I have received Christ. Hook Ministries really connects with people on a heart level, and I appreciate the fact they don't come in and just talk down to people, tell them how bad they are, how bad they messed up and all of this. They identify, like Jesus did, they identify, look them eye to eye on a level and connect with them so that their message will be received.
I met Jesus a little bit before I came into the county jail, and the change that Jesus has made in my life is indescribable. He gave me back so much. First of all, He gave me hope, love. He changed my priorities. He's given me a mission in life. He's given me things to work towards. A smile every day, real brothers and real friends and real sisters. He's given me my family back. He's given me my mind back. And that's just a speck of the things that He's provided for me.
Now, if I had to distill our number one practical need, we're looking for people whose hearts are joined in, and of course there's a financial need, but it's bigger than that. We need people who are willing to talk and to ask questions and to find out, how can I in a very practical way be a part of all of this? Because the people needs are just, well, it is like Jesus said, look at the harvest out there. It's white, it's ready. But we need to pray the Lord of the harvest for laborers, because there really aren't that many. And when we're talking about this world that most people would rather pretend doesn't exist, I know that when people give themselves the opportunity to just investigate, they may discover there's a resonant frequency inside of them that says, you know, I never would have considered this before, but this might be me. That's what we're looking for. This call is on all of us in one way or another. It doesn't mean that everybody has to go in, but if Jesus referenced the people in prison, connecting them with Himself, then it does touch every one of us.